Hello people, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Hamisi Ali from Poultry Solutions. I'm a poultry farmer who started with 30 birds and I have managed to pull through the challenges and all that. Right now I have a broiler farm that has 3,000 birds and 500 indigenous birds within 2 years. Yeah. How did I manage to get to this point? Well, join me in this video as I explain it to you how I started with absolutely little capital. Because basically when you want to start poultry farming, you don't need money. Well, you had it right, you don't need money. Or do you think you need money? Let me know in the comment section if you need money to start a poultry farm. So stay with me in this video. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you will be notified every time I post a video. Share this content with your fellow farmers or people who love into venturing into poultry farm, because I'm sure it's going to motivate a person out here to take a step. And that step is starting. So let's get straight to it. Well, by then you're going to allow me, I'll narrate this story when I'm at the farm's office. We have a farm office. I don't want to make noise to the birds. So I'm going to move, I'm going to walk through to the farm office where I'll have ample time to explain to you my story. Well, so I'm going to move to the farm office. So this is our farm. As you can see, I'm walking to the farm office. You can use this time if you've not subscribed, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. As you can see, there is some work going on over there. We are yet to receive another chicks. Yeah, we are renovating this barn. Well, and we are already inside our farm office. So this is our farm freezer. After slaughtering the birds, we store them here. And on top of that, we have a torch. We have a watchman who uses this torch. I think he was charging it here, or it's fully charged, I don't know. And then that's my humble office over there. See, I'm from taking breakfast. We have a visitor's book over here. That's a visitor's book. I store dog food here because we use it from time to time and I don't want to mix it with the chicken feed. So I'm going to sit there on my little chair and share the story to you guys. So I'm going to start my story. I'm employed. I have a permanent job. So it was on my annual leave 2 years ago, whereby the leave was approaching to end. And then my friend shared an information on WhatsApp. And the information was so heavy to me. Maybe because I read it with a lot of concentration, or I don't know, but then I'm going to pose that question to you and let me know on the comment section if you have the answer for this question, because that was the point turn of my life. I realized myself that yes, I want to do my thing. I want to have my thing. And the question comes this way. You have a payslip. Yes. You are employed. Yes. But then, if the job is not there today, where are you going to wake up to tomorrow? That is a big question, and please, I would love to hear from you on the comment section. Well, so after asking myself that question, I had 3 days before my leave come to an end, and I strolled to the market. We have an open air market here in Kenya. I connected with the broker and he sold me 30 birds, and it costed me $81 to purchase those 30 indigenous birds. Well, I purchased the birds, but then I don't know where to keep them. But I packed them. The very day I bought them, I packed them and I traveled back to where I was living in Mombasa, Kenya. But then here I am. I don't know where to keep the birds. I was living with a relative, So I talked to my relative and I told him that he allowed me to keep the birds at his home because there was a room that was not used, and I promised that I'm going to keep that room clean, and I'm going to sweep it every now and then to make sure that the chicken poo does not smell. And he agreed. Yeah, and may God bless him for that. So I kept my 30 birds. I was really happy. I was over the moon because I was thinking of millions. You know, I thought I'm going to be the next poultry millionaire without even research for market, without even knowing what the birds are going to feed. And then my relative was like, where is the chicken feed? I said, oh, I thought they were feeding on greens. He said, no, you're supposed to give them feed. So I went about in our area to look for a store where I can purchase the feeds, and I successfully got a place where I bought my first chicken feed, and I started giving them to the chicken. And I was very happy because every time I would come from job, I would visit them to see. It was so therapeutic. But then after 1 week, having thought I had figured out everything and daydreaming of becoming a millionaire, driving the latest car, you know, owning the biggest house, my chickens started dying one by one. You know, it was so painful. And I came to realize the mistake that I did. I bought the chicken from different households. You know, it was very difficult to trace what was wrong with the chicken. They just died. It was so painful and devastating. That's why in my initial video I said passion is number one thing. How you react to the challenges you face in the poultry farming is the number one thing. If you don't have strong heart, this might not be for you as such, but you can develop a passion as the way I did. But then I'm so aggressive when it comes to finding or rather troubleshooting. So I was left wondering, why did the only thing I thought I'm going to make money out of it vanished out of thin air like that? I said no. So after watching a lot of videos here on YouTube, I attended seminars and workshops out here, done a lot of farm visits. I realized there was a lot of things I was getting wrong, and I started doing everything right. Number one thing I did, I disinfected the whole room. Now that the birds they all died, so I disinfected using a strong disinfectant because I couldn't figure out what killed them at the end of the day. So I applied a very strong disinfectant. I did that repeatedly for 4 weeks, and then I gave a room around 2 weeks to rest, and then here I was. I was very ready to give it a second shot. Now, this time I had a little bit of knowledge. At least I knew what I was looking. So I asked specifically for F1 birds. I wanted rainbow rooster. To be specific, that rainbow rooster is basically a type of improved indigenous birds. So the farmer sold me around 50 chicks. There were 50 and he added me 3 chicks. That was very good for him. So he added me 3 chicks, and then on the process I lost 4 birds. So I was left with 49. Yeah, but they didn't die instantly. Yeah. So I sticked to farm routine. I would come from job and ensure if the birds had water, if the feeders had feed. And then day by day I was learning new things, and after 3 months I was able to sell my 49 birds, and I received my first pay cash. I was really happy. So I decided to inject the money that I got to the business again. Yeah. So I went ahead and purchased 100 birds. I did that using the knowledge I had, and I had I got, I think, 5 mortality, but then I didn't give up. So here comes the big story that I was telling you, that you don't need money to start the project, because from 0 to 1, you don't need money. From 1 to 10, yes, you do need money. But from 0 to 1, you don't need money. And from 0 to 1, I was able to evade the bit of building, because construction takes up to 70% of the capital that is required to start a poultry business. So that's how I started my farm. And then after getting knowledge day by day, I decided, yes, I'm ready. Now I want to accelerate myself from 1 to 10. So I applied for a loan. And guess what? I secured a loan. And well, I built a farm. This the construction. It was still under construction this time. And then, well, I started keeping birds in this place. Now, after keeping birds for like a year in the new farm, I realized I was spending so much money on feeds. Again, that's another challenge in the poultry industry. That's where my urge for feed formulation came about. Now I started researching so much on feeds. I used to do mind you, this whole time I've not started farming broiler. I was still doing indigenous kienyeji. That's indigenous birds. Yeah. So I was so eager on how I can feed the birds using my feed, because I was 100% sure by formulating my own feeds, I was going to save a lot. So trust me, it took me time, because the work of looking for raw material is so intense and it's so expensive, because you might receive raw material that is adulterated. The quality is very low. You are to expect to have the crude protein content you intend to have, but at the end of the day, the raw material is not that good. It's poor quality, so you end up having a very poor quality feed. Yeah. So already getting a good supply of the raw material it was very difficult for me. But again, I thank the Almighty, because consistency is what made me secure a good supplier for the raw materials. Now, I'm really sorry for the noise you are hearing over the background. It was the initial coop that I showed you we are renovating. I have closed the door, but the sound of a hammer is still penetrating. After all, I cannot block that. So, but I hope you do hear me well. So I started to venture into broiler farming, but then I went into broiler farming knowing that I'm going to feed the broilers chicken that I have with my feed. Yeah, because I had the formula for broilers. So I started my broiler chicken keeping with 200 birds, and I fed them my chicken feed. And there was challenge because I failed. Yeah, and I realized that you see, when you want to form chicken feed, we have 3 types of chicken feed. We have mash, that is in mash form. The same content that in mash form can be upgraded to pellets. Later on can be crushed to form crumbles, because it's good to feed your chicken pellets or crumble. The dust that is available in the mash might trigger respiratory disease to the birds. So it's advisable you feed your bird either crumbles or pellets. So I purchased a machine of making pellets, because that's number 1 process when you want to make your crumble fast. you have to make a mash. After making the mash, you make pellets, and then you crush them to form crumbles. So I purchased a machine of forming pellets, but then my biggest challenge was binder. Now I needed the mash to be together so that it can be squeezed so well. So I added water in the chicken feed. That forced me to sun dry them. But then on the process of sun drying, I realized some important vitamins evaporated on the way. So I failed for that reason, but I didn't give up again. I brought in another 200 birds, and I bought chicken feed from a already established supplier here in Kenya. And they performed really well. I was really happy. Well, and that's how I started my poultry farm. And I hope I have elaborated enough how you don't need money when you want to start your poultry farming. Yes, you need money to accelerate your profits and to ensure feasibility of the daily activities at the farm is well. But again, you don't need money rather to start the poultry farm. You don't need that much capital. You just need a little bit of the capital to start the journey. So I hope my video motivates someone out here to start the venture, because the driving force that made me start poultry farming, specific broiler farming, is because the demand for broiler meat is increasing day by day. Because broiler meat it's a cheap source of protein, a lot of people can afford out here, and I can farm broiler without being worried about the market being saturated. So you can start the poultry farming you yourself. It takes little capital to start. Start with what you have, yeah. And if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please ensure you do. Share this information with farmers, and I hope I motivated someone today. And well, during my next video, I'm going to take you through the exact amount of money you need to start a sustainable broiler project. Mark my word, I said sustainable broiler project, because I believe when you want to do broiler, then you need to have a proper market planning for yourself, so that you can be able to sustain your clients, yeah. Because marketing is another bit that as a poultry farmer you need to have. You need to strategize so well. Money is exchanged when a problem is solved, yeah. So we have a lot of people who are farming broilers, but then you need to have something we call different selling proposition. By having different selling proposition, you will be in business and you will make a lot of money in the poultry industry. So welcome so much, and thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors.